That's funny. Alright, so we're live on YouTube. We'll record today. Right now we're getting a script made. Using the computer to get a script to talk on the internet with. It's pretty fun. See how this one goes today. I don't even know if anyone... I don't even know if anyone will ever even come to this because it's not advertised. Like, I don't know what YouTube advertises for live streams, but people go live on YouTube all the time, so. Hey, welcome to the show today. If you're just tuning in, right now we're using ChatGTP. I have two different ChatGTP accounts. They're asking me for my password. I'm gonna hopefully say it's in the computer. It's stored. So you can plug yourself into the AI. This morning, let's see, let's get this over here. This morning we had the Tron music going. And Tron is a movie about the future, how humans interact with the computer. And this kid got in a fight with the computer, and the computer put him in the game. That's how it is now. You need a script for yourself, you better make a script. If you don't have a script for your life, if you don't have a way of thinking, if you don't have a plan, like I have this right here in my office. Simple. Prioritize tasks. It's excellent life media productivity hacks. Prioritize tasks, create a schedule, use time management, stay organized. This thing sits right in front of my desk. Little symptoms like that. Or systems. Systems. I meant to used to say that all the time. Systems. Systems will outwork people, that's for sure. People get tired, systems don't. So the system will continue to work because you run 1 through 10 or whatever it is, how many ever you have in the order. So today we're going to talk about the diaphragm. Because it's a loving universe, and I'm operating on a 5D love cycle, I just give all my stuff away. Some people do need to pay for services. There's some deeper stuff that you can do with time when people really commit. But for the surface level, I can give this information away, and it doesn't matter. More information comes to and through me. I've been able to heal my body from a lot of different things. I have more energy than most people I know, my age. Some people don't even move. This is not the thing. I need the one. When you talk to the computer, you have to speak in a certain language called prompts. So people that want to use regular English language, when you talk to the computer, it doesn't work. You have to use the prompts to get it to respond to how you want it to respond. And that's even a whole different sentence of how you communicate. I imagine that guy PewDiePie that goes live every day. I imagine his first live stream, not too many people were watching either. But now the guy goes live and people watch him play video games, which I still don't understand. Maybe if I put the keyboard, you want to see the keystrokes and all that. This one over here has got the microphone on it for the podcast and the audio. This machine here I'm using. And then this is a monitor for YouTube. Right now we have sci-fi going, sci-fi music. Here we go. I got the script here. So then what I do is print it out so I can hold it in my hand. Let me take that to the other side of the computer. And print it. Where's Microsoft Word at? I gotta find it. I have 2 different web browsers on this machine. And everything's web-based now. So you go web browser, web-based, everything's an app. It's kind of nice. I remember in 1999 they said the computers were all going to break. I don't know if that ever happened, but computers got a lot better in the last 25, what are we, 2023, 2024? 24 years. 1999 was going to be the end of the world because all the computers were going to stop working. That's what they told people on the TV. That was when I was still watching television. Now I don't watch TV anymore. Those people lie to people. It's like the most ridiculous things people can believe. If it's on TV and they're promoting it, usually it's a lie. That's what I know now. I hate to say that, but it's become a clown show. Alright, now we print this. Boop, boop, boop. So whoever watches this video, they tell people that people are going to get extremely rich from AI. You've heard these commercials. This is an example right here. I used the computer to get the script. Now I'm not going to read this whole script word for word, but I'm going to use the computer because it just gave me a bunch of information really nicely organized. It even gave a conversation format, so I don't have to do any thinking for that. The benefit of that is huge. Made a PDF. Now let's see if it's going to print. This computer likes to be turned on manually. Let's turn on the printer. Print. File name diaphragm. Yesterday I moved 1,000 pounds of wood. It was like 900 to 1,000. It was so much wood. I was so tired. I'm over that. Alright, is it gonna print? Last time it printed 3 copies, so I didn't give it time. Let's see here. Request PDF. Opening devices and printers. What's going on? Is it not recognizing my... Here we go. It didn't even know my printer was on there. That's weird. It's on there all the time. Sometimes it prints automatically. I think the easiest thing actually is to print off the phone. But I don't know how to do that without having to do different file transfers. Status unavailable. What's this one right here? Print queue. No print jobs. All right, go back to here. Print this thing out. Print. Why does it want me to save the print output? So it says it already printed. Let's go here. No. Waiting for the machine. Go right here. I want to save it, I want to open it, I want to print it. If that opens the same way. Want to know why it saves automatically? This is weird. Not weird at all, though. I'm gonna do it from the phone. Forget that thing. I can't even do my live stream if I don't have my paper, and then I'm supposed to print it out and do it all now. Let's try it with digital. Let's just look at the screen and go for it. That's the kind of guy I am. Ain't nothing gonna stop definite purpose right now. All right, here we are, 12:35. Put that in the comments. How do I add a chat? I want to say it in the comments. Did they let me chat? Show chat. Got it. How the heck do I do a chat here? I don't think I can do my own chat. I can't do my own chat, but starting at minute 13:46 now, I can come on here and do a chat. Just to be fair to the people that are going to start at the beginning, that's horrible. I wouldn't want to watch this whole thing. I'd be like, what's going on? 13:46 now. All right, there we go. All right, episode 7, here we go.
If you see me bleeding, leave me alone. Don't want you in my world throwing stones. This glass house isn't yours to go.
The live process is definitely interesting because I have to do some of the music here, so you wouldn't normally see this part. That's real interesting to hear about. So first thing I do is set my track for myself to get my mood. This is a driving track. I could talk with this. Then I run through my scripts. So this is going to be a little different because I don't have the paper copy, which is fine. I'll be alright. I'll just go like this. So, bam, bam, bam. And then we're going to do a recap. This is good. We'll turn this track on over here. This microphone is good. Definite Purpose Podcast. Tighten this thing up here. Definite Purpose Podcast. This track is live. I'll make that track live. And then I gotta pause this. Okay, I want to start this track here. Track is live. Oh, that's not going to work out too good. I almost just recorded. Undo this one. I don't have my output. I got no output here. Let me try this. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. So many settings I have to know for all this. Goodness, there's a lot of settings. Alright, so this microphone's not going to pick it up. Now it's 18 minutes where we actually start the podcast. Welcome to episode number 7. All about the diaphragm today. The diaphragm is a mystical thing because it's in the middle of our body. Many people aren't taught about the things in the middle of their body. They only know what they know. And if you don't know how to use your diaphragm, you've probably been shallow breathing for most of your life. Living through COVID-19, I didn't become a breathing expert, but I learned a lot about the breath. I watched a lot of people around me pass away from not being able to breathe. So I went deep into the study of how the human body receives oxygen and transmits that oxygen to the muscles and to the brain. And how do we turn the oxygen into output? How do we transform the air we breathe into our life? That's some deep stuff. So in the study of breathing, you learn a lot about people and humanity, but also you have to learn about yourself, because when you do the exercises and when you do the deep breathing and you do the breathing work and the breath work, you become a different human, because you're able to now process the world in a different way because of this new breathing technique. So if there's anything I can do for you today, that would be to introduce you to deep breathing, how to use your diaphragm, and how to get more out of your lungs. That would be a good thing to be hanging around for. If you want to learn those 3 things, I would stay. The breath is the most important thing that you have when you wake up in the morning, because that's going to allow you to have even the thought that while my eyes are open. Before you even open your eyes, your breath has already been working all night. During your dreams, your breath was working. So when you opened your eyes and you took that first breath, what's the first thing out of your mouth? What did you think about? What did you say? These are some things that you may want to adjust. Good thoughts bring good things. Good words bring better things. So a good thought can make a good word. From the mouth, the heart is verbalized. Only this way. There's only one throat to make one mouth. You have 2 ears. And this mouth is powered by the diaphragm. This is a large dome-shaped muscle that separates the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity, situated just beneath the lungs, and serves as the primary muscle responsible for breathing. Even though we all have it and use it every day, how does it work? Well, the diaphragm contracts and flattens when we inhale and allows the lungs to expand and draw air in. When we exhale, it relaxes and returns to its dome shape, pushing the air out of our lungs. This rhythmic contraction and relaxation create a constant flow of oxygen into our bodies. When we are in peak flow state, you're not thinking about breathing. You can get into flow state in a low breath or in a high breath. In jiu-jitsu, you can be right up to your heart rate max. And to hear another human being's heart rate just like that next to you is kind of an interesting concept, because you both know your heartbeat is pushing to the max. You can hear it. You can hear when someone's really trying. This breath allows that flow state in our brain to allow your body to do whatever you want to put it to work to do. The breath is so important. This diaphragm has a connection to overall health, because as we use our diaphragm properly, we're able to breathe and take in more air and more effectively and efficiently. We're going to improve our health by reducing stress, improving our posture, and even your digestion will have a benefit, because in your middle cavity, your organs now, by using the diaphragm, can be moved around and massaged. This is some deep, more advanced breathing stuff that people get into. But if you hold your breath and push all the air out, you can kind of feel your organs are inside your body somewhere in there, right? So once you learn what is where, and you can massage those organs and get the benefit of that to have a healthy vibrance through your organs, each one of them independently of its whole system. Proper diaphragmatic breathing can reduce stress. That's a huge thing, because people need to reduce their stress nowadays. People are just stressed out. If you've ever driven on the freeway in California with all the semi-trucks and the concrete walls, there's like a constant barrage of stress. People have to live with that. And some people don't know how to relieve their stress. When you drive, you can be clutching the steering wheel too tight, increasing your own stress just by making that fist motion and clenching. That increases your stress hormones. Breathing, allowing your hands to open up, being in a relaxed state, allowing your shoulders to drop. Breathing is going to give you vitality and reduce your stress. Anything to reduce your stress is going to improve your life and extend your life. If you haven't taken a deep breath since we've started this podcast, please go ahead and take a deep breath now. So now we're going to actually have some things that we can take away from this event, learn, and implement into our daily life. So some simple diaphragmatic breathing exercises that we can do. And once you learn, it's something that you never forget. You can always come back to this, take a couple deep breaths, recharge your body, feel better, and go on about your day. So not only is the diaphragm involved in breathing, it actually is going to be containing the pressure of our inner abdominal region. So when we lift heavy objects, couches, refrigerators, whatever you've ever lifted heavy in your house, think of how your stomach all of a sudden clenched up. That has to do with your diaphragm. Learning how to breathe deep is something that power lifters have to know how to do. You only have so much power in certain parts of your breath. The inhale and the exhale is going to be a different cycle for where the power is going to lie in your muscular system. So if we learn how to breathe deeper and more intently by using this diaphragm muscle, you can lift more, twist more, and be more flexible, all by using that core inside your body. If you've ever taken a yoga class or a Pilates class and you know you have to do a deep stretch, one of the things to do is let all your air out. And that is done through the diaphragm. By pushing all the air out of your body, you're moving your organs into different places and allowing your spine to flex in a different manner. So one way to do this by first practicing is to bend over, but while standing up, bend over and touch your toes. And as you're breathing out, you can do it right now if you have time. Go ahead and stand up. Bend over, touch your toes. And as you breathe out, feel your hands go further and further to the floor. And as your hands are approaching the floor now, and they're getting closer to the floor, each breath as you exhale, feel how your body is just relaxing. And as you're inhaling now, coming back up to rise, you're grateful for those couple breaths. Because as you've now stretched your spine out, you feel a new feeling of energy in your body. The only way to feel this energy is by moving it. You can't get the energy, like working out is part of it, but you got to move each part of the body, and it has its own beautiful God-created energy center in it. Through movement, the body receives energy. And when you expel the energy, you get more of the thing that you just expelled. It's quite a beautiful system. It's kind of like seeds on a tree. The more seeds a tree releases, the more seeds a tree releases. The energy in your body is dormant and you don't use it, no more is going to come to you. If you expel all the energy you have stored up inside of you, and you need more, the universe doesn't have any lack. God didn't have a limit on how much of anything he was going to give anybody. So if you want to be David Goggins and run to the edge of the earth, your body will make more energy the next day. I'm sure he's ran till he's fallen down a bunch of times. But when he gets back up, puts his shoes back on, and keeps running, if you have that kind of determination in your head, your body is going to provide the energy it needs. If you're working to your goal right now, your body is going to provide the energy to get that goal accomplished. By breathing and taking effective, slow, deep, intentional breaths a few times a day, and checking in with yourself, being mindful of where you're at, how to get from where you're going to where you want to be. This is all a challenge. It's never in a straight line. Sometimes it's squiggly, but if you keep heading in the direction that you want to face, when you line up, take off again running. A rocket on the way to the moon. That's one way it's in the book, The Slight Edge. The rocket on the way to the moon isn't always lined up exactly with the moon, but it's on course, and you make a lot of course corrections on the way to where you're going. When you figure out your breathing, all the areas of your life expand. Not just the breathing part, but the breathing part affects all the other parts. So when you get good at this, other things just naturally get better. People ask how to get better in one area, but there's other areas you could just improve there, and it would do 10 areas of improvement in other areas. This is actually a secret of weight loss, is breathing. I'm not going to get into it on this episode, but if you really, really, really dig down deep inside, you lose weight through breathing. It's a carbon dioxide comes out through your lungs. That's where all the weight goes. There's plenty of scientific research on it, but we're just here to talk about the diaphragm today. If that excites you of how to lose weight by breathing, get in touch with me and I'll give you the information. It's a beautiful thing to see people transform their lives by learning these techniques. So as the diaphragm is playing a central role in the process of our breathing, we got to remember, we have inhalation. When we inhale, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward. This contraction increases the volume of chest cavity. When you suck the air in, your chest expands, the muscle pushes down, your organs and your belly pushes out. If you don't see your belly moving while you're breathing, you're not using your diaphragm properly. When you're really deep breathing, like after you run, think about how your belly is moving in and out when you're breathing. That's how much capacity your lungs have. If you're not using that capacity once in a while, you'll lose it. Use it or lose it. That's an old saying. The lungs are like elastics. So the elastic, there's another word, elasticity. When the elasticity is gone from the lungs and they get rigid, there's no way for them to absorb oxygen. They become like a box. If you had a box rather than a balloon, the box doesn't move very well. The balloon needs to be able to move in and out with a breath. So that's why you want to exercise and keep your lung capacity high and keep your lungs fluid and flexible by exercising them heat, cold, normal temperatures, whatever you got to do. Move them and move them well. As the diaphragm moves downward, it creates a vacuum within the chest, which causes the air to be drawn into the lungs, filling them up. The downward movement flattens out the diaphragm, allowing more space. This is during exhalation. I'm going to take a nice deep breath right now. Thank you for joining me on this podcast. This has been fun. I'm going to continue it for as long as I can. It's one way to get this information out into the world. I have a lot of other stuff to teach. It's just I don't have the mediums or ways to do it, so we're going to start with this, and I'm bringing people up to speed slowly. If there's too much of anything too fast, it doesn't work as well. But these beginning episodes are going to line you up for greater success down the road. If you come and you listen to these and you think this is beginner stuff and you're more advanced, good for you. Go back to the basics, learn how to breathe, learn how to do the things that got you where you are now. The basics are always the building blocks of any kind of success in any part of the world. What else can we add about the diaphragm? While sleeping, the diaphragm is in a different kind of system because your brain waves change. We went over that last week on the podcast. When you reach your deeper levels of sleep and your breathing slows way down, the easiest way to describe the yin and yang would actually be by the breath. Where does the breath start and stop? And then try to define that point, and that's like trying to define the universe of how things ebb and flow. So there is a spot where the breath starts and stops, but how do you define that instant? Because it's almost as soon as there's no 0 point. And so while you're sleeping, there's no 0 point in between your inhale and exhale. There's a motion of the body. As you imagine your belly going in and out while you're breathing. As your breathing slows down, When you're falling asleep, your breathing slows way down. Your body temperature actually cools down while you sleep. But while you're awake right now, just listening to my voice, you're just going to relax. The day is going to go by, with or without you, stressing about any of it. Let the stress go now. Dropping your shoulders, shaking your hands out, releasing the stress through the floor, down through your feet. You feel supported. If you're sitting on the floor, or if you're in a chair, you know that you're supported. Everything is working out for you now. As we enjoy the train in the background to remind us to get out of the way of dangers of life. Things like sedentary lifestyle will kill you. Using your lungs daily to expand the capacity of your life and your mind. The more oxygen you have in your brain, the more powerful you'll be. By learning how to breathe deeply and effectively, your oxygen transfer into your brain will make you a different human. By taking a couple minutes a day to breathe deep, you're reprogramming your mind and strengthening your DNA. Breath is the beginning of all life, and you are grateful for each breath you take. Come back to this episode. Come back to this episode anytime you need to remind yourself to take a breath. Taking a breath can be the simplest thing you do today to save your life. One decision towards positivity. One decision towards your best life ever. As you now have a way to breathe through your diaphragm, you're going to remember this information and use it. You're going to see your stomach moving in and out as you breathe now. As you think of your stomach moving in and out, you imagine your lungs are the power center of your universe. The breath inside them is used for every good work that you set out to accomplish. Use your breath for good. Do not waste your words. Do not waste your blood. Do not waste your spirit. Do not waste your breath. Use what you have for good. This diaphragm is an amazing thing that we were given to use for good. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. My name is Travis Mills. This is the Definite Purpose Podcast, recorded in Laverne, California at Excellent Life Media. If any of this information excites you and you would like to learn more, reach out. I offer life coaching, NLP, and hypnosis for overcoming negative blocks in your mind or releasing your true self. If you would like to find out about the higher levels of your own life and how to access them, keep listening, keep seeking, and keep being your best version. See you next week. Boom. That was good. I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to talk to the camera. Just be like, here I am. Stop that. Change the name. Rename selected. I hope someone likes it. Thanks for watching.